Good afternoon, everybody. I want to speak to you about a topic that's dear to my heart, and that's about adopting an animal versus trying to buy one from a breeder or from a pet shop. I know that a lot of us like to go to pet shops and we like to see the animals there, and we like to play with them, and eventually we fall in love with them and go buy them and, pay the amount that the pet shop is willing to offer for this animal. Unfortunately, a lot of us don't realize everything that goes behind this little animal before he gets to the pet shop. And that's one of the reasons why I want to let you know that adopting an animal is much better than buying one. First of all, I want to start off by saying that $3.7 million, according to the Animal Humane Society, are euthanized every single year at their facilities due to overpopulation, not enough room at the SPCAs, or sometimes even because the animal is too aggressive. But all that combined is a factor that we humans are contributing to why these 3.7 million animals are dying every single year. First of all, adoption, I believe, is one of the best ways of acquiring an animal in today's society. First of all, it's going to give the dog a second chance, or cat, or rabbit. You're going to give this animal that didn't have or had a life before, and somebody gave them up for whatever reason, to be loved and to love someone and give you that affection that you need and so that the dog needs, and create a strong bond. Secondly, when you adopt an animal from the Humane Society, they already have all their vaccines and all their shots are up to date. Also, these animals are spayed, they're also neutered, so you don't have to add extra to the cost of when you're going to adopt this animal. Now, I understand there is a small fee included when you adopt an animal, but all this is included with it. You have the shots, you have the rabies, everything that you could possibly need with an animal is already there when you adopt the animal. Secondly, when you adopt an animal, you're promoting public awareness. When people ask, oh, where'd you get your dog? You can definitely say, oh, I got it from a breeder, I got it from a pet shop, but wouldn't it be much better if you could say that you actually got that dog and you rescued its life? I actually rescued that dog from somewhere, and I'm giving it a second chance at life. Secondly, a lot of the dogs that end up being in shelters are mixed breeds because people don't have the time. People don't care about their animals. They think it's a phase, and after a while, they don't believe that they can take care of the animal, and they end up dumping the animal anywhere. So, one of the statistics is that mixed breed animals are healthier than purebred animals. With that being said, obviously, if you have a mixed breed dog which is in a shelter, why not adopt it? And then you don't have to think of all these health consequences. That's not to say, though, that your dog is not going to get sick or anything at any time. Of course it will. It's an animal. Secondly, with this dog, when you're about to adopt it, you can bond with it. You can come to the shelter 10 times the whole day, spend 2 days, a week, bonding with this dog, seeing if that dog is the right fit for you, if there's a chemistry. And that's something that people don't understand, that you need to take advantage of that time to be able to understand the dog's breed, to understand what its needs are. Secondly, people at the shelter, they can tell you what that breed is. They're very knowledgeable people that, have studied animal science, and they will tell you what the dog breed is like. They'll tell you what it is. They'll tell you, hey, look, this is what this dog does now. This is what it does, at nighttime. This is how it interacts with other dogs. So you have an understanding of what is going on within that dog's mind, and you're not jumping into something that you have no idea. Usually the shelter does not adopt animals that are hazardous or food aggressive or that have major issues because they want to adopt healthy animals. So right off the bat, you have to understand you're getting a fairly decent animal that just really needs a loving home. Now, you're going to wonder, well, why not buy an animal? It's easier to go down to the pet shop and buy whatever breed you want. And that's true. That is very easy. Unfortunately, you're not understanding what these people are. They have to admit that there are some very reputable breeders out there and who breed their dogs to standard, and they make sure that these dogs go to a very good home. Unfortunately, what you're not understanding is that there's a very big price for these animals. Some of these animals are about $4,000 to $5,000 just for the breed. If it's a female, even more, because they know that that bloodline can keep going. Now, as I stated before, you have to remember, purebred dogs suffer more than mixed breed dogs because there's no genetic mixing within the animals. So you're going to have problems that the purebred dog has down the line, which can sometimes not be good. Secondly, when you buy a dog from a puppy pet shop, you don't know where this dog came from. You can try to research it and they can tell you no, it came from a breeder, but the sad reality is that a lot of the dogs come from puppy mills. And puppy mills, the only thing they care about is producing puppies for money. The mother, the father, they're just there to breed. They're breeding every cycle. They're not giving the animals enough time to heal between litters. All they're thinking about is dollar signs and pushing puppies out the door. With these puppies, you don't know what kind of genetic defects they may have. You don't know what the mother or the father, what conditions that they have. You don't really have a clear understanding of what the dog needs or what the dog's going to need in the future. So with that, why would you want to buy a dog that you don't know any history of? You're just getting the puppy for the first time. Some puppy, like a pet shop, you may buy it and the puppy may die within a week, like it's happened to many people that I know. So do you want to take that chance to lose the money and then they don't refund you? I can say that because I did work at a pet shop. One of the first jobs that I had was working at a pet shop, and they had a pet guarantee plan where if your dog died during this lifetime, they would replace it with another one. Realistically, what kind of it's a good investment, but I don't think a dog is an investment. I believe a dog is a companion, and once you lose one, you're not going to want to have it replaced. So right there, you can understand the market value of these animals and how they're just treating them as money machines. We'll replace it, not a problem. You can't replace love. Secondly, you have to understand that at these pet shops, they mark these animals also 2, 3, 4 times its value. So I want to ask you, the responsible person that we all are, would you rather adopt an animal or would you rather buy an animal? Think about the advantages of adopting an animal versus the disadvantages of buying one, knowing that you have no idea and no control where this animal came from. But at least with an adopted animal, you can try to make a better life. And I'm telling you from experience, because if you look back here, we got a nice St. Bernard, right? And who can't love that? So I'd say please adopt an animal before. But please do your research really well. And hopefully you find a pet that will give you as much companion as little Phoenix does to me. Thank you.